Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Tech Stocks Daily Podcast, where we dive into the sizzling world of tech trading on the NASDAQ. Today, we'll uncover why Apple is shifting gears to convince us to upgrade our smartphones by sprinkling in AI magic. Could an upgrade be in your future? We'll explore Pony AI's roller coaster journey as a robotaxi goes up in flames just as their IPO buzz builds. Can they steer towards success? Plus, HP is keeping the cash flowing with juicy dividends while racing towards a greener tomorrow. Tune in as we dissect these tech titans' moves and what they mean for investors like you. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, let's dive into the juicy details of why Apple is making waves in the tech world today. The big story centers around Apple's challenge of convincing you and me, yes, all of us, to ditch our trusty old smartphones for a shiny new upgrade. Now, on its surface, that might seem like the typical marketing push, but there's more under the hood. Here's what's happening. A recent poll by Benzinga has shed some light on consumer behavior regarding smartphone upgrades. According to this study, a whopping 53.5% of us haven't upgraded our phones in more than a year. For a giant like Apple, which thrives off both product sales and its respective ecosystem, enticing customers to upgrade is a big financial incentive. Their revenue model thrives on people clamoring for the next best device. And they're rubbing their hands in anticipation as we hear that some exciting things are coming up on the horizon. Despite the apparent lack of a recent upgrading surge, Apple remains a dominant player in the game. A robust 60.4% of respondents in the same poll are proud owners of an iPhone. This loyalty isn't just impressive, it's daunting for competitors. The upcoming release of the iPhone 17 promises to push the envelope even further. With a sprinkle of curiosity piqued by Apple's own AI wizardry, known as Apple Intelligence, innovative features could be the much-needed carrot to attract users who are playing the waiting game with their current handsets. But hold on to your chair, there's another plot twist in the Apple saga. Tied up in discussions around AI advancements, we find Apple battling its own branding powers. You see, artificial intelligence, particularly its new AI features on iPhones, could be the killer feature that persuades people that a phone upgrade is non-negotiable. The poll indicated that outdated phones drive the primary motivation to switch, but AI enhancements were the second strongest reason to consider upgrading. That's a clear path for Apple to leverage technology towards driving sales. While all eyes are on Apple's promising tech plans, there's another scene happening behind the curtain related to its lucrative, potentially precarious agreement with Alphabet. Apple has been earning a pretty penny, an eye-watering $20 billion annually, from Alphabet to keep Google as the default search engine on its devices. However, Apple's VP Eddie Q recently entertained the idea federally that AI would ultimately replace traditional search engines. If and when that happens, the steady cash flow for being Google's default could skedaddle, potentially impacting Apple's yearly income. In short, Apple has the chance to make noteworthy strides in the smartphone world, both exciting and nerve-wracking alike. Whether it sells us the merits of embracing AI or navigates possibly losing a chunk of no-effort-required income, one thing is certain: the tech giant will need every ounce of its notorious innovation to stay ahead in this thrilling race. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because we've got some spicy tech news spilling out from the world of autonomous vehicles. Pony AI, the company racing to turn robotaxis into a reality, finds itself caught in the whirlwind of recent headlines. For those who love a good tech saga, sit tight. This one's got flames, literally. First up on today's dashboard, Pony AI shares are feeling the heat as they slip down by a steep 5.68%, currently trading at $16.93. So what's causing this skidding halt on the financial highway? Well, news buzzed in from tech circles when one of Pony AI's robotaxis spontaneously decided to turn up the heat by catching on fire in Beijing. And before you ask, no, this wasn't a bid to grill some street food. It's the company's first ever robotaxi to go up in flames. The scene unfolded around 9:30 a.m. local time, and thankfully, no passengers were inside. Pony AI's swift service team arrived in under 2 minutes, but to their dismay, the vehicle ignited during their response. Talk about making headlines in a bold way right before an IPO buzz. Pony AI is drumming up attention with a confidential filing for a Hong Kong initial public offering. This IPO step aims to give their financial gears a grease, helping them expand and fine-tune their autonomous driving technology. Despite the upward momentum during pre-market trading fueled by this IPO chatter, the market cooled off once the fiery saga hit the newswire. Funny how a blaze unforeseen can dampen the spirits, right? In a futuristic race akin to a digital Olympic sprint, Pony AI's recent partnerships and strategic maneuvers caught many eyes. The company rolled out 3 new robotaxis at the Shanghai Auto Show just last week, bragging about cutting their autonomous system costs by a whopping 70%. Talk about shifting gears right before pouring runway outfits onto your parade day. And if that wasn't enough, they recently partnered with Uber to expand their robotaxi riot into the Middle East. Is Pony AI turning into the Transformer-era taxi brood we all secretly hoped for? Possibly. Company honchos are shooting for the moon, targeting break-even by the end of 2025, with more than 700 fleet additions by year-end. They say the grind doesn't stop, and neither does the philosophical burnout of a taxi transformer. At least that's how these tech wizards roll. So folks, it's been one roller coaster of a day for Pony AI in the tech whirlwind. Their stock plummeted after the unexpected fire hiccup, yet they're boldly propelling forward with milestones like the Hong Kong IPO plans. Pony AI embodies the actual roller coaster of aspirations and occasional literal sparks, almost like a tech soap opera involving gears, wires, and electric wizardry. In this era where data's afire with every swagger, Pony AI steers us toward impending autonomy, one headline at a time. And what's technology without a little drama? Stay tuned for more juicy infotainment from the realm where robots aim to conquer your commutes. Hey tech-savvy family. So what's got everyone zoomed in on HP Inc. today? Well, it's all about dividends. HP, or Hewlett-Packard, the legendary tech giant known for its futuristic solutions and ubiquitous printers that always run out of ink at the worst possible time, has declared its third dividend of the fiscal year 2025. They're clocking in at a cool 2.894 cents per share. That might sound like chump change, but when you multiply that by approximately 0.9 billion outstanding shares, it's a whole lot of moolah. The dividend is set to be paid out on July 2nd, 2025. So to all our savvy HP stockholders, you've still got time to arrange your next mini vacay, or perhaps just splurge on some more ink cartridges before then. Though something tells me they sell separate subscriptions for that. If you're on the HP train, you'd better have bought your ticket, aka shares, by the close of business on June 11th to hear the cash register ching of dividends. But why is this a big deal, you ask? Well, dividends reflect a company's fiscal health and, let's just say, the ability to make it rain even amidst the stormy tech seas. HP's decision to keep paying dividends indicates it's still sailing smoothly through hybrid work chaos, global components jam-ups, and the ever-pecking competition, especially agile startups trying to nip at its heels. HP isn't just resting on its laurels either. Operating in over 170 countries, they've been consistent innovators. Hardware, software, services, they've got it all. And let's not forget their venture into cleaner, sustainable tech. Pack your bags, we're going green. Let's engage a bit. How do you folks feel about HP stepping up and continuing their dividend legacy? Are they keeping up with your expectations, or does the thrill fall as flat as a cartridge running on empty? Think they're on the right track heading into another fiscal year? Hit me up in the comments below, because I really want to know. Are you excited to see how HP's fiscal fortitude reflects on your own investments? Share your thoughts on whether HP's dividend is neat enough for you to hold on to your stocks longer, or if it's time to jump ship and explore some new hardware or software horizons. Are you all in on HP's next moves? Or is your finger itching over the sell button? Let me know in the comments. I'm all ears, or rather all screens. As always, keep it bold, stay curious, and share the video if you like this breakdown. Let's keep this conversation going. All right, tech enthusiasts, let's zero in on Pony AI, our roller coaster player for the day. Now, given the recent news about their fiery mishap and ambitious IPO plans, let's chat about what I'd do with those shares. Buy, sell, or hold. Pony AI is an exciting prospect in the autonomous vehicle landscape. The confidential filing for a Hong Kong IPO suggests an opportunity to inject more capital into their ambitious growth strategies, which could translate into long-term gains. However, that spicy story of the robotaxi going up in flames, while thankfully unoccupied, is a real head-turner. From an investor's perspective, it might signal some operational kinks needing unraveling amidst the glitz and glamour of innovation. It's a reminder that even though tech can mesmerize, glitches can cause unexpected backlashes in market sentiment. Now, considering the IPO and expansion plans, there's potential for significant growth if they can successfully roll out tech improvements and stabilize their operations. With partnerships and expansions on the horizon, hanging on to those promising projections is tempting, even after today's dip in stock prices. So, if you're the adventurous type who's into heartfelt narratives with a potential upswing, holding might be the play, at least until after the IPO unfolds into clearer waters. If risk isn't quite your cup of digital tea, you might lean towards sell after that fiery intermission hit public ears, cutting down on unforeseen turbulence. Sometimes cashing out in anticipation of more stable grounds goes a long way. As always, friends, this is just my Tech Spark commentary, weaving through today's Pony AI narrative. Every stock decision should be your call, with a thorough dance through research and maybe a revision of your risk-stashed financial goals as well. So keep those investigative glasses handy and stay smart about crafting your investment symphony. As we bring today's tech market recap to a close, here's the quick and snappy summary of the roller coaster ride. Apple continues to build anticipation for future gadget upgrades laced with AI magic. Steely innovators more. HP are enriching wallets with dividends while conquering the green horizon, and Pony AI's fiery plot twist has investors on the edge of their seats, balancing between the thrill of an IPO and the inevitable spark-induced caution. If you enjoyed this dive into the tech whirlwind, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow tech aficionados. Your support fuels this Tech News Express, and we love having you aboard. Swing by tomorrow for more fresh-off-the-press tech tidbits. Until then, keep your tech radars live and stay tuned for another day packed with all things digital and delightful.